stage and screen with Andy Snowden. Let us know what you want to hear on WhatsApp with the number 01978 540 410. We love local. Calon FM.
I Will Always Love You, Alexandra Burke from the original cast recording of The Bodyguard the Musical. Now, this Monday, the 19th of June until Saturday the 24th, next Saturday, the fantastic The Bodyguard the Musical brings its UK tour to the Venue Cymru in Llandudno. This one stars former Pussycat doll Melody Thornton as Rachel Moran and Emmerdale and Hollyoaks star Ayden Callaghan as the bodyguard Frank Farmer. And I'm so pleased to say that Ayden joins me on the line now. And Ayden, I mean, the sun is out, the weather is fine, but how is life on the road at the moment? Is it a good place to be?
Yeah, you know, it's great. Look, we're getting to visit some beautiful theatres, some lovely parts of the UK, and you know, touring comes with its difficulties, but now the sun's out, it'll get a little bit easier.
Yeah, definitely. Well, you're coming to Llandudno next week, and I don't know if you've been there before, but it's right on the seafront, so you've chosen a good time for that.
No, I've never been, actually, even when I live not too far away, Liverpool, but I've friends who lived there and always said it was beautiful, constantly inviting me out, but just never got round to it. And I've never done theatre there, but I hear great things.
But the Bodyguard tour is huge, man. It's a massive tour, and you're literally playing everywhere. Do you like to do the kind of touristy stuff when you're out and about?
You know what? I don't really. It's not that I don't like to. It's that, as you say, it's a big show, and it's really popular, and we're doing. You know, it's going so very well that I kind of spend my days trying to rest and prepare for the show in the evening. I get out, I treat myself to a brunch once a week. I sort of find a nice local independent place and have a little mooch about and have the odd coffee here and there. But for the most part, I'm sort of trying to keep myself fit, healthy and rested for the show.
But I think as well, especially after lockdown, I mean, it must be just fantastic just to be back working anyway. I mean, it was a terrible time for everybody, but I think the entertainment industry has suffered especially harshly, I think.
Yeah, it was really, really difficult, and I'd kind of taken a little career break before it and was just ready to get back on the horse, and then the pandemic dropped out of the sky. So it was really difficult, and you know, I had friends that were doing some bits and pieces, various productions, and guys who I knew still working in the TV, and they just said it was a really odd, difficult time. So yeah, to get back out there and get back out there with, you know, live audiences again, you know, in packed theatres has been a real pleasure. Yeah,
definitely. But your wife as well, I see, Sarah Jane Honeywell. She's an actress as well. So in a way, I mean, you may have been forgiven for enjoying the quality time with the family, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, you know, Sarah's had a great career as well, and you know, she's really supportive of me, because obviously, you know, it's an extra strain being on the road, me being away on the road. But, you know, but we've had some, you know, but as I say, what with the pandemic and stuff, it kind of meant that we were all together. We've had a great deal, you know, and I've got 2 young children, and I've been at home. Sort of one of the blessings, I guess, of that situation was that I was at home a great deal for those early years.
Yeah. And I think now we are back at it, and you know, let's hope we never see that again. But I think it was a very emotional time, not just for performers and people who work in the industry, but for audiences as well. I spotted people in tears in theatres just being allowed out to play.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and I think that we're seeing that, you know, that joy and relief of being back and seeing that live entertainment again, and you can feel it every night. People are just so delighted to be there, just so up for it, and engaging with the show so well, and so responsive and appreciative. It's been a real pleasure.
Yeah. But we best talk about The Bodyguard. I saw it actually the December before lockdowns, just prior to lockdown, and
yes.
I mean, if you're a fan of the movie, you're gonna love this, right?
Absolutely, yeah, and I'm a big fan of the movie. Loved it as a kid, and I nearly did the tour you're talking about. I nearly did as well, actually. Right. But my second son had just been born. It just wasn't the right time. So I was really delighted when it came back around, and the opportunity came up. It's an iconic role, and certainly for people of a certain age, it's a really iconic story.
Yeah. But I did it the other way around, I mean, I saw the musical. A friend of mine was in it, Gary Turner, the actor. He was also in Emmerdale. I don't know if you know of Gary.
Oh, right. Yeah, I know of Gary Turner, yeah.
Yeah. And so after I'd seen the musical, I went away and watched the movie. And it's just a phenomenal adaptation. It's so clever what's been done to bring it to the stage.
I agree. I think it's really faithful for people who are fans of the movie. We know people are coming because of that. It's very, very faithful. But the few alterations they've made are really, really clever, and I think it works really beautifully, actually.
Yeah. But you play Frank Farmer, the bodyguard, played in the movie by Kevin Costner. As you say, it's an iconic role. Were there reservations about taking that role? Because that's a biggie, boy.
It is, and it's funny. A lot of people ask that. It's one of those ones that, it's a funny one as an actor that you play parts that have been done lots of times before, especially in theatre. Mm-hmm. You think about all the great plays, that have been done and have been done countless times and have been done so incredibly well by many brilliant actors. I think it's different when we're talking about a film, because films are so far-reaching, and once somebody, we can't imagine anybody else playing Indiana Jones other than Harrison Ford. Whether that happens in the future, who knows? But it would be a big ask, and it is something when you sort of you're going to get those comparisons. But what you have to do is put that to the side and just bring your own interpretation and just enjoy the fact that you're getting the opportunity to have a go at that great role too.
Yeah, definitely. And you're joined on this leg of the tour by Melody Thornton, who's a former Pussycat doll, of course. She's playing the part of Rachel, who Whitney Houston played. I saw Melody, I should say, on the big night of musicals with Jason Manford. I mean, wow, what a performer! She's incredible.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Yeah. I mean, everybody saw that, and it's just absolutely exceptional, and it's the same every night in the show.
But I think unfairly sometimes people who have been in something that we know them for, i.e. a band, a musical band, we don't really give them a chance until you go and watch it and you think, God, actually, she was brilliant.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We all have those biases, if you like. But I encounter that as well. People, he's in a soap, he just did a soap.
Yeah.
And people will kind of come with that sort of expectation or lack of expectation sometimes, which I think is deeply unfair, actually, because there's some wonderful actors that have done those shows over the years, but there is a kind of stigma attached to that, and I guess it's the same sometimes. If you're coming from the pop world, people go, "Oh, well, you're just a this."
Yeah.
And that's simply not the case. Of course, then you get to see those performances on stage, and they're really very, very good.
Yeah, definitely. And before I let you go, I've got to ask you, because just a few months ago, musical theatre and indeed The Bodyguard, I mean, it hit the headlines for all the wrong reasons. And that was audience's behaviour and, joining in. I mean, have you had that happen since?
No, I mean, look, the audiences have been exceptional, for the most part everywhere. And yes, it's been a bit wild at times, and it was just that one incident, things just escalated. It was well reported, somewhat badly reported, I have to say. That this idea that the show was shut down and police were called because people were singing. I mean, if you just think about that for 2 seconds, you can understand that that's simply not the case. The situation escalated beyond that. That was part of a problem that led to bigger problems, but I think since that, that broke, it came out in the news, lots of people talked about it, that conversation was had, and it seems that, everybody got the memo.
Yes, Yes, and I think as well it does it a service in a way, because it did bring it to the forefront. There was a debate to be had on it.
Sure.
I was just quite surprised how many people thought it was acceptable.
Well, do they really? I mean, I think sometimes that they create talking points because they've got airtime to fill.
Very true. Very true.
And they don't. I'm sure these people don't turn up. Like I said at the time, they're not going to Wembley thinking they can have a kickabout, or Wimbledon thinking they could join in and have a rally.
Yeah.
There's karaoke bars, if you want, and there's concerts, and then there's theatre performances. And I think we all understand it. But listen, we all get overexcited at times, and things happen, and people learn, and we move on.
Very true, very true. Well, the Bodyguard, it's in Leeds at the moment, but it's coming to the venue Cymru on Monday, 19th of June, until the 24th, and then playing absolutely everywhere. I mean, if there's a town near you, you don't have to go very far to go see it, right?
Absolutely. We are doing the four corners and everything in between.
Brilliant. Ayden Callaghan, it's been a treat to speak to you, my man. Thanks ever so much for that. I really appreciate it.
No, I appreciate your time, bud. Thank you very much.
Cool little gang. Take care of yourself.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So once again, the Bodyguard the Musical will be returning to the venue Cymru in Llandudno on the 19th of June. That's this Monday and running until next Saturday. Starring Pussycat doll Melody Thornton and Ayden Callaghan. Box office number 01492 872 000. That's 01492 872000. Go on, support your local theatres, ladies and gentlemen. They won't be there forever if you don't.
Stage and Screen with Andy Snowden. Let us know what you want to hear on WhatsApp with the number 01978 540 410. We love local. Calon FM.